Hi everyone, I'm Rahul Talreja. I'm the product manager for the application enablement area. I will be actually showcasing all the innovations we have done in the last quarter live. So with that, let me start sharing my screen. Yeah. So the first item in our list today is the standalone login application. Starting from the last release, we have actually separated out the login application as a standalone app. So previously, all the default applications had their own login workflows in the app itself, which is now removed, and they all utilizes this standalone application. Now, when you are building your application, preferably with AI as well, you can simply utilize this standalone application in your flow and simply get started. So you can use any of the JavaScript frameworks in your workflow and simply utilize this login application. You don't need to recreate the whole flow. Apart from this big update, the whole login screen has been also redesigned. So you will also get a benefit of the whole redesign, and as well as all the default applications will have a consistent login app. Moving forward, one new announcement in this release has been a preview functionality. So you can notice that on the top right of my screen, there is a green dot kind of blinking, which highlights that there are new features available in my tenant. And this only appears if I have the required admin rights in my user. On the bottom, then you will notice a preview features available over here, where you will notice a button called Manage Preview Features. When you click on this Manage Preview Features, you'll be able to see all the preview features which have been made available to you. Users can very easily enable or disable these features using a single toggle. So you might remember that in our last presentation, we had highlighted about the dashboard import export functionality as an upcoming feature, which is now available in public preview, and you can simply enable it from here. One another functionality which has been made available is the improved HTML widget, which I will be covering very soon. And once you do that and kind of close the preview panel, the whole application refreshes, and then it utilizes the new components. Now let me take you through some of the new functionalities and also the one which I just enabled. One big enhancement in this release is that we have now changed the whole widget selection modal. Previously, there was a pop-up which was displayed where you could have seen the widgets, but this has been now replaced with a larger modal which comes up from the bottom. We have not only replaced the kind of this modal. Apart from this, we have also changed the configuration section. So previously you had less space for the configuration options. So this has been now totally modified. We have not only kind of improved the configuration section, we have also made it extensible, meaning you can now also extend these configuration options with your own options. For an example, if you are in an HTML widget, you can have a section having your own templates, or if you are in a radial gauge, you can have your own presets added in the configuration. This has been made let's say available as a way of, like, when we modified this the way we are adding the widgets, we also made this extensible, and like you can add your own hooks over here. One new widget which we have kind of added is this quick links widget. This actually replaces two of the old widgets. One was the application listing and one was help and services. Now, this widget is much more flexible. You can add your own quick links. We allow you to add a label, a URL, and as well as an icon. You can also decide that if you want to open that link in the same tab or in the new one, and you can simply drag drop the order and kind of improve the view. There are multiple views available, such as grid, list. You can choose it and then kind of improve the way you are providing resources to your users. On my screen, you can see some 4 examples over here by default, and all of them simply adjust to the screen when you kind of resize them. One another widget which I had showcased in the last webinar was the radial gauge widget. We had highlighted that we have migrated the radial gauge widget and improved it further. One of the big improvement which we had done is including the presets option. Previously, you only had one design, but with this release, there are new presets available by default in the setup itself. You can choose the one depending on your use case. And apart from that, we have now also added an advanced option. So you can not only change the presets, you can also modify these things. For an example, in this view, I am able to see the temperature and as well as the date over here. But for some reason, I don't want to see the date. So I can simply go here and change it and it's gone. So you get a bit more control on the view you are having in the radial gauge, and you can use it in various use cases. One new functionality which we just enabled from the preview section was the import and export of the dashboard. Now, when you go to your dashboard settings, you will be able to see a new tab, import export. This will be only visible once you have enabled this preview function, this HTML import export from the preview section. You can simply import any JSON available with you. Once you import the JSON of the dashboard, you can see there is a widget which is being shown where you can select the asset. So for an example, if you have multiple tenants on a tenant A, you create a whole dashboard, you can simply export JSON from there. On a tenant B, you can simply import that JSON. When you are importing that JSON, it will give you a kind of a wizard where you can select if which is the asset you want to link to a specific widget. For an example, the dashboard which I imported has this data point table widget, which was actually referring to device ID this. And now when I'm importing it to another device, it's now referring me that I can kind of select either ID this, or I can also go and select any another ID. I can also choose to like kind of delink it and configure it later. So once I import this and save it, my dashboard is kind of replicated over here. Now, once I kind of correct the assets over here, I will be able to see that data. One another enhancement which we have brought up in this release is the updated HTML widget. So we have migrated the whole HTML widget from AngularJS to Angular, and apart from that, we have also introduced a new public preview of the HTML widget, which I just enabled at the beginning of the call from the preview section. Now, the new HTML widget provides you a full-fledged editor within the HTML widget itself. It not only provides you the editor, it also provides you a live preview on the right-hand side. So when you make any change, the view is kind of updated immediately on the right-hand side, providing you more let's say easy way of updating the HTML within the platform itself. Not only this, we have now also introduced a proper syntax checker. So if I make any mistake in the syntax, it will be kind of visible here itself in the editor. You can also undo, redo, and kind of easily shift between the changes you are doing. One another enhancement is this developer mode. You can now very easily create the web components from the HTML widget and also reuse them at other dashboards. You can also select the CSS encapsulation so that you can kind of mention your own CSS within the widget itself. It doesn't kind of interact with the platform CSS. And one big enhancement over here is this enhance with AI. So at the moment, when you enable the preview of the HTML widget, this enhance with AI will not be visible. It's a plugin which is kind of work in progress, which will be soon available to you for utilization in a public preview fashion itself. So one feedback which we had been kind of getting is that users generally like to create different type of kind of visualizations in the dashboard, and with this HTML widget we have made it much more easier. So for an example, let's select one of the prompt which is being displayed over here. So with this, I will be at the moment selecting the last prompt which is already visible over here, energy consumption comparison. Once I select that, and a very short one-line prompt was sent to the AI. Now AI will kind of fetch all the details it kind of fetches from the asset selection. So right now I'm in the assets named asset over here, which consists of many customer sites 01, 02, and all others. So this AI tool right now fetches all the context we have and then kind of creates a graph which I requested over here. This will take some time. Until then, let's go to an existing dashboard which I created using the similar fashion. So I'll just give a very glimpse of what I was able to achieve with this AI tool. You will be able to notice that I was able to create a tree view out of this using this AI HTML component. And not only this, I was also able to give it a functions like collapse all, expand all, and also add a search option here. So if I search air, you can see the air being highlighted. If I search sensor, all the sensor words getting highlighted. And not only this, I was able to kind of also create a weather forecast widget over here, which utilizes the Open Weather Map API, and it simply fetches the weather of the location I requested it to. It is able to create full-fledged components, which you can also very easily reuse across the platform. I also created a alarm list widget where I was able to kind of fetch all the details available with the alarm and also have an action such that I can clear the alarms over here. As for a minute ago, I think just a minute ago, I sent a request to create an widget for energy consumption. This is an older one which I had created from the similar prompt, where I'm able to not only kind of generate the visualization, I'm also able to add certain filters in the widget itself. For an example, I'm here having a filter of daily, weekly, monthly, and also certain other parameters which are available across the site. So this is a dummy, I will say, this is a kind of hierarchy which I had created for a vacuum chamber use case, which had some 5 customers across it, and it has all the simulators with some dummy data, and it is now kind of doing this calculation on it, presenting it here. And not only this has a eChart library already available to it. So this AI widget itself fetches the required chart itself and then create the visualization based on the request, like this line chart, this utilization view, this nested pie chart. And not only this, I was also able to kind of create a full-fledged device list widget also out of this one. So I was able to ask it to create a device list showcasing me the health and alarm status of that, adding a like page navigation, fetching the alarm status, and also putting a filter over there. This all was very easily doable with just one line prompt. Let's see what it created. So you can notice that the prompt got executed and then it replied me with a full-fledged info that what it has already created, and then I can simply use this in the the dashboard, or even I can use it in the type-based dashboards. So this makes testing out various use cases very easy over here. And you can not only, let's say, utilize the regularly available widgets, you can create your own components out of this and utilize them in different dashboards. Now, so this is not all about the AI aspect in the app enablement. So that's just one of the use case which we have just tried that out. All that is powered by an AI agent manager. So the HTML was generated by an agent which is running on the agent manager. So agent manager allows you to create all your AI agents at a single place. You can define your own agents over here. For an example, I will be opening this HTML widget suggestion. So you might have noticed that when I had opened the HTML widget, I had received some 4 or 5 suggestions. These suggestions were just configured as a examples over here, but this is the AI agent providing those suggestions. You can similarly define your own agents over here. You can you can provide your own context to it, and apart from that, the most importantly, you can also decide which tools are accessible to each agent. For an example, this is the HTML widget where the whole prompt has been created, that how should it create a whole widget out of it. This also has the required tools available to it. So it can access all these tools available to it. For an example, you can decide to provide it access to measurements. You can decide to block access to alarms. So you can, depending on your use case, you can decide how you want to provide it the access to the right tools. And this, once the request is created, then it is sent to the AI provider of your choice. So it's not linked to a specific provider. You can choose your own provider and link it over here. This also makes the data privacy very easy, because you are choosing the provider of your own choice with your own key. One another important functionality over here is the configuring the MCP server. So it's not only interacting with the functionalities available from Cumulocity, you can also bring in your own MCP servers, and which has different tools. So like I was adding this weather forecast, you can similarly have any other tools brought in over here simply and utilize that for kind of interacting with the AI agents. So with this, what we are trying to achieve, we are trying to bring in AI-powered functionalities within Cumulocity, which are all powered by the Agent Manager. This will allow you to very rapidly experiment, deploy, and scale your AI agents, and bring the intelligence of AI in the application itself. But this AI Agent Manager helps you to create such applications very easily. If you are building any AI powered applications within your IoT ecosystem, we are always here to help. We understand that navigating such AI integrations, data contextualization, and agent deployment can be very complex. If you have any use cases which you like to collaborate with us on that, please share that with us, and we will be very happy to help you with that use case, share our expertise, and also create a path forward for that. Now, the other announcement in the administration section. With this release, we have also added an advanced section to the localization. Previously, the localization section only had a basic view over here where you could have very easily added translations. With this release, we have added an advanced editor which brings in all the keys at a single place, where you can then easily enter all your different localizations for different languages easily. Another enhancement to the extensions view. Previously, we had the functionality of bringing, like say, creating and deploying your own extensions over here. With this release, we have added an option of changelog. So when the developers are publishing their own widgets, they can also publish a changelog, which is then visible to the installer over here. Yeah. Now, bringing me to the last section of my presentation is in the Digital Twin Manager. Yeah. In one of the last webinars, you would have noticed me announcing the private preview of the digital twin applications, APIs. So that is still in private preview, but we are enhancing it regularly. So this this digital twin APIs earlier consisted of definitions API. Definitions API helps you to define a schema for your assets, alarm, events, or any managed object in Cumulocity. We have now enhanced it further, and now this also consists of assets API. You can fetch your assets. For an example, you can kind of fetch all your assets, all the subassets, or the devices linked to it very easily with that. Another big enhancement which we are doing over here is a linked series API. Let me first fetch an asset for you, and then we go towards the linked series API. This API asks are currently in private preview. Once we enable it for you, you will notice an API documentation which is available in the application itself, where you can also very easily try these things out. For an example, I will be now calling the get assets API, which will fetch all the assets available with this. I am kind of enabling the linked series true, which I'll be explaining very shortly, and all other things as well as true. Once I execute this, it provides me the whole schema of the asset, including the linked series available on that, and as well as the list of subassets, all the properties linked to it, and everything. Now coming to the linked series setup over here. Until now, we have been allowing our users to create hierarchies in the application. For an example, we have assets here, customer side 01, and then similarly, we have the whole tree for that. You can define your whole schema. You can link your the asset metadata over here. But one new functionality, which is again in private preview at the moment, is linking the device data points to the asset. So one of the most important thing is that for contextualizing the data is that we are receiving the data on the devices, but that's later on needs to be linked with the assets. So this is the section which now allows that. This allows you to link any data point, device data point on the asset itself. For an example, I'm right now in the customer / site 01 asset, but there I can navigate the whole hierarchy and go and kind of link the device data points here. Once I link this device data point over here, I will be able to see all the list of data points there. When I link any device data point, it also enables the latest value feature and displays the latest value available from that data point over here. In case that the data point has not reached on the platform yet, we can simply kind of link the parameter by as a custom data point, and later on, once the data point is available, we can select this source. As you notice, we were having certain AI functionalities at the beginning, like the HTML widget. So when we kind of write some requests to kind of create a visualization, that also utilizes the whole context available in the asset itself, where this also gets utilized at the moment. In case if you are interested in exploring these private previews for the digital twin APIs, including the definitions API and as well as the linked series API, do reach out to us.